how do you think they've impacted your thoughts?
I would have to say one particular book and one particular author. It was Thoreau. I just moved to Yellowstone National Park by myself, didn't know anybody, and I went hiking by myself, and I got lost in Yellowstone National Park. And I had walking, and it's really short. It's by Thoreau, and it's just kind of this little pamphlet. It was in my back pocket, and so I read that, and it was just really amazing, just about how people need to get outside and walk and just appreciate nature and just to disconnect between, man and nature, and being lost, and it had a really profound effect. And I even named a band after a quote in the book called Moss Trooper, and so we started a band and then toured all over the West Coast with this band Moss Trooper, which I got from Thoreau. So very impacted my life quite a bit.
Well, Walden influenced my life. So it wasn't just my thoughts about nature. Actually, it certainly did that too. But Henry David Thoreau was one of the two most influential writers on my early life. I thought that I was Thoreau reincarnated, and I thought I was Dostoevsky reincarnated, and I never thought that about anybody else. So, it didn't make me interested in being green or something. I never heard about that. But it made me feel very attuned to the natural surroundings. And it made me wonder where I really wanted to live. And I always was torn between living in the deepest wilderness and living in the most central part of New York City. And so I thought if I could find a place in Central Park, I could possibly achieve both if I could keep all visitors out.
I think that probably just having a sort of a better appreciation and connection to nature and thinking about it in a more conscious way. I think I've always had a pretty strong, growing up on a farm and in the country, had a pretty strong connection to nature, but sort of a more conscious connection and thoughtful.
I would say that to some degree, considering every author I read has some impact on my life in some way or another, that they probably have. Especially the way that I look at nature and whatnot, I feel like they've definitely impacted in that general area. So yeah, I guess the answer could be yes. You can stop filming now.
I think it's had a profound impact on me. In fact, I just spent the last weekend hiking for 3 or 4 days and nights in Maine on the Appalachian Trail, camping and cooking, in the forest.
I read Rachel Carson's A Silent Spring in 7th grade biology class, and I've never been the same. I was so taken with that book, and the way she writes about nature and her fears about what we were doing to nature. And it was beautifully written, and it was a perfect part of this biology curriculum. I was really grateful for my biology teacher to have made us read it. It was not a painful read either, except for it was sad. Having read Thoreau when I was much, much younger, I would say I was impacted by his writings. And I still think about Thoreau a lot when I see this world and how busy it is, and how he stepped back from it all and lived a very simple life. However, I've been a little bit jaded by things that I had heard about Thoreau, and the fact that he had been taken care of while he was living this very idyllic existence. But I love the way he expressed himself and the ideas that he gave to the world about living a much simpler life.
When I was reading them personally, my writing improved from reading them. Even though I didn't enjoy reading them all that much, my writing improved a lot.